Hey gang, it's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and I have so much good news for you guys about this MAGNACUT thing. The past 24 hours have been wild. So busy with this whole situation, and all great news. I have a lot of updates for you guys. So, if you are unsure what I'm referring to, just watch my last video that I made. That'll fill you in. Not the Emerson video from this morning, but the one before that about the bad news, the clickbait titles. I love those. Everyone hates clickbait, and I freaking love it. I use it all the time. So, let's see. Let's start with the fact that John has decided to do a free regrind to anybody who ordered MAGNACUT from him and that wasn't satisfied with the performance. So hopefully many of you guys saw that he posted that on his story on Instagram, but if you don't use Instagram, you won't know that unless he sent an email out or something. So if you have a knife from him in MAGNACUT and you're not happy with it, you can send it back to him and he will regrind it much thinner for you for free. That won't fix the fact that, in my opinion, it's treated too low, which I will explain later. It won't fix that, but it will probably increase the cutting performance, and yeah, I would take advantage of that because it may help a little bit. I'm not sure how it would help with edge retention, but maybe just like slicing and cutting performance it would help. Again, I am not insanely knowledgeable on this whole thing. I am learning with you guys, so bear with me. So John's offering that. Great start to trying to kind of like recuperate things here that got a little wild. So this morning, I was in a basically four-way conversation with Dr. Laryn Thomas, Alex Steingraber, John from BGM Knives, and then I was conversing a little bit with Pete from the Cedric and Ada channel, and that was in the comments on YouTube. So, basically, here's where we're at right now. We have one side, the majority of people, saying that in their experience with working with MAGNACUT, although Laryn stated in his article that it would be best if it was at 61.5 for an HRC, it seems that it actually has a sweet spot of 64. And that is from Tim Reeve and Alex Steingraber from their experimentation with the MAGNACUT. Now, obviously, we are all experimenting with this at this point. It's very new. It's going to have time to work its kinks out. Oh, also, Brian from Transparent Knives, he also believes that 64 is the ideal spot. So we have some people working with the metal saying that 64 is a good standing point for it. And then we do have, a few people saying that maybe 61.5 is the right area. Like John from BGM Knives, and even Laryn himself said that he said in an article that 61.5 would have been a good spot. Now, it's tough to say, guys, because so many things come into play here. Thickness behind the edge, the way you're treating the steel, it all is really going to take effect. But I will say that aside from the people that I just mentioned, at least a dozen other people have reached out saying that 64 seems like the right direction for this steel, that it really should be treated a little bit higher. So I just have some notes here because so much has happened in the past 24 hours. Let's see. So I am going to get a bug out blade from Brian over at Transparent Knives. He's going to cook me up a MAGNACUT knife. Sorry, I'm watching my dogs at the same time. He's going to cook up one for me. It's going to be 64 for a heat treat. I am still deciding on thinness behind the edge. He gave me three options, really, really thin or a little thicker with more durability. I am still kind of trying to decide, but I am going to take him up on his offer so that I can compare it to the MAGNACUT knife that I have now, just for testing purposes. So that was super sweet of him. Thank you, Brian, if you're watching this. You are a doll for offering that. I'm so excited to try it out. Let's see, what else do we have on the list? I talked with Alex Steingraber for, I would assume, an hour this morning. just conversing back and forth. He was asking many questions about the mini javelin that I have, what it was treated at, what the thickness behind the edge is, what was happening when I sharpened it, how I sharpened it, what types of sharpening stones I used for it, all that good stuff. And basically, with all the information that I gave him, and I will say he didn't hint that anything was right or wrong until like the very end when he gave me his thoughts. And I'm not going to tell you his thoughts. I don't want to start a debate here. Like, I'm not going to go in depth about what Alex thinks about this whole thing. All I'll say is he seemed equally as confused as to what went wrong with my knife. You know, he seems to enjoy treating MAGNACUT with a little experience that he has a little bit higher, but he was equally as confused as to what went wrong. And obviously, you know, like I said, this is all in the works. We are not shitting on the steel. We are not talking poorly about Laryn or anything. Laryn's a great guy. He's amazing. I was talking with him today, and I've talked with him before. He's awesome. I think there's just some discrepancy about where this is supposed to be treated at. That's all. And we're just trying to figure it out. So, yeah, Alex was kind of confused too. We're trying to figure it out. Let's see. So Laryn did catch wind of my video, and then he told me that he's recording a video today in regard to this exact situation, my video, this exact issue. He's making a lengthy video that is going to hit all of these points and explain from the man who made it what is going on here, because we have two kind of very specific sides here. Both seem to have fair amounts of knowledge to contribute, and he's just going to make a video explaining all of this. So if you aren't subscribed to Knife Steel Nerds, definitely do that so that you can watch the video that he's going to put out about all of this, because he's going to bring in the sciencey side of things. I don't have the sciencey side. I'm not a metallurgist at all. I'm not even close. I'm just a grungy country girl living in New Hampshire in the woods, covered in dirt all the time and using my shit. I'm not kidding. I don't know jack shit about anything. Like, all I know is stuff from my experience. So when I come to the table and say it, it's not like I'm talking shit or making things up or anything. I'm an idiot. I'm just saying what happens when I take my knife and use it. You know? So yeah, the only thing that I have left on my list here to touch upon is the issue with Outpost 76 having the same MAGNACUT as me and his doing fantastic and mine not. That's what's super confusing. So he was given a spade in MAGNACUT, same heat treat and everything as mine, and his results showed that the MAGNACUT from John outperformed John's Z-Wear and Crew-Wear. However, my results were opposite. John's Z-Wear and Crew-Wear did much better than the MAGNACUT with my testing. Now, Outpost 76 does controlled testing. His testing is very sciencey, very controlled. I mean, he even like tapes off certain parts of the blade and like uses a very specific spot to do the cardboard cutting over and over and over again and stuff like that. And it's all, you know, recorded and such. So some people love the controlled testing. Pete from Cedric and Zadie. Pete from Cedric and Ada also did controlled testing. It was like a recorded time lapse of him cutting the sisal rope with the two Spectacle mules, and it was like very much controlled, no funny business, and his results were great. But here's the kind of thing that is going through my mind that I did discuss with Alex is, does controlled testing show some sciencey real results? It does, yes. Like, you're watching it happen. You can't really, you know, pull a fast one on anyone when you have the whole thing recorded and like it's literally a science and everything is the same and perfect. The only problem is, in my opinion, a, you know, few hour session of controlled testing and then maybe some normal use along with that is so much different than real world use, which is what I do. So my testing is an entire month straight, and I'm doing a lot of weird stuff with my knives, guys. Like I said, I'm out in the country, my dogs eat raw meat, like I'm just a grungy motherfucker, and, you know, I'm processing game and wild hares and then making campfires and batoning and then going to work at a dirty farm and, Nugget's here. Nugget, we're talking crap about your mom. You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out, though. Speaking of the farm, my roommate's going to take care of the goats right now. That's why the dogs ran off. Yeah, working at a farm and everything gets dirty and it's in a very corrosive environment and you're cutting produce and boxes and rope and straps and punching your knife through metal cans to make drain holes and then coming home and cutting plastic containers and wood and bales of hay. Like, the list goes on and on, guys. I mean, my testing is just putting these knives through hell because that's what my real life situation is. My knife, I could not go a day without my knife. I'm not kidding. There's no way. There's no way they're doing this right now. Hey, Indy! Yeah, so it's just, my testing is so different, and some people may see my testing as unreliable because it's not controlled and it's so like willy-nilly all over the place, and I totally understand if you don't view my testing as reliable. Just get the fuck off my channel. This isn't for you. However, if you're looking for like actual results of doing things other than cutting cardboard over and over again with the same 1-inch section of a knife, like if that's what you're looking for, then you're gonna get the real truth here, guys. Like, it is what it is. I use my knives to shit, dude. They really get beat up because that's real life for me. And if that isn't testing to you, then you just got to go find someone else to watch, because there are fantastic channels out there of like repetitive, very specific things to prove that a knife is a certain way, like Outpost 76 or Pete from Cedric and Ada and Jared Neves. Oh my God. Like, they all do very specific professional work. You're not going to find that here, guys. You're not going to find that here. It's just real life, hard use shit here. So that is what decided that MAGNACUT was not for me yet, was the real life use, because it with the food processing and the kitchen work, it was fantastic, and with high impact things like batoning firewood, it was great. But the moment I needed that bite and that grit to get a grasp on something like rope, it just was failing. It was absolutely failing no matter what edge I put on it. Even at a 320 grit edge, that toothiness would just kind of like instantly come off, and it just failed me. So I'm thinking it was the heat treat. We're gonna figure it out though. I have the utmost respect for John and everyone involved, coming together to figure out what's going on here so that we can only go up and improve from here. And yeah, all good news, all very good news. There were only a couple people, shitting on my video, and y'all instantly got blocked because you're creepy. Oh my God, they came back over and over to comment. I delete the comment, they'd come back again, delete the comment. Like, y'all are creepy, these grown men. So y'all are blocked. But yeah, all good news for the most part. So that's just the update, guys. Send your knife into John if you would like to get it reground, or if you want to just, hold off on the whole MAGNACUT thing and wait until it gets figured out. John is not the only maker that is going to take time to figure this out. Like, it's an experiment for everyone. Some people just tried a higher heat treat from the get-go and did a little better, but it is going to keep changing. Like, it's not like John's the only one that has, dipped a little bit here. So yeah, I haven't even shown a knife since we started talking. I carried this today, the 945, for some testing purposes. Somebody, like, my hands are becoming a thing, a topic of conversation. I have to do this so that the camera focuses a little more. Like, I have to make a background of my hands so that the knife will focus. So for all of you that are like kind of fucking weird about the hands, here you go. They're not super white today because my hands are kind of dirty, but I'm getting creeped out even just thinking about you guys that mentioned that. 945, it did fantastic today. I'll be making a video specifically about this because I used it for, I would guess, maybe like 6 hours total today out of the 8-hour shift. So I'll make a video about that. But that's it, guys. That's the MAGNACUT update. I will let you guys know if anything changes, but go check out Laryn's video on Knife Still Nerds on YouTube, and hopefully that'll help kind of figure things out here. Have a great day. Use your shit. Use your fucking shit. Use your fucking shit. I'll see you guys in the next video.